Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Monster Party.
Monster Party.
Monster Party.
I'm feeling great.
Me too.
Me too.
Hi, everyone.
We come in peace.
Yes, we do. Me specifically, I am Matt Weinhold.
I am SHAWN Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James GONIS.
And we have an amazing show for you this time.
yes.
My. We got a kind of a scary interplanetary topic.
Yeah.
And that topic is evil aliens.
Evil aliens.
Oh, they're the worst kind.
And Matt,
Yes?
joining us today to talk
What?
about evil aliens, we have a very, very special guest.
That is correct.
I'm so excited. I'm like
Not more than me.
No. I'm
Do
really.
we want to have an excite-off?
no,
I don't think so.
we don't.
Because I'll win.
Well, guess what? We have in the house Miss May 2014, Dani Mathers.
Yeah! Woo!
Playmate of the Month,
Yes.
May 2014, who is a fan of evil aliens.
I actually come from Mars, which is something I didn't feel comfortable with putting in my data sheet, but you guys are the only ones that know, so
Wow.
keep it hush.
You're not from Venus.
No. It's a common misconception with my
Interesting.
kind.
And there's a lot of bad aliens that come from Mars.
Yeah, actually there
that
is.
right?
So, evil aliens. How should we start?
The prototypical evil aliens. And when you think about evil aliens, you don't normally think that, oh, the perfect guest for our show is going to be Playboy Playmate Dani Mathers. So
I did. I did my research.
It's because you know me.
I'm-
We're on this. We've got ESPN.
Yeah,
or
there's a
something.
little. Yeah. We connect on a boring sports level.
Oh, man.
but you love evil alien movies.
I love aliens. When I heard about this show, I was excited on a multitude of levels. I just love horror in general. So when I got to hear that Raquel Pomplin came on and talked about her back in the woods guys that come out with chainsaws and murder people,
Always
I thought
terrifying.
It was smart, but I really truly love horror and I love aliens. I'm kind of like a evil alien enthusiast, I guess.
I
if you
think
will.
now we love you because
I hope so.
that is so awesome. The fact that you heard about the show, you know what we do here, and you wanted to come on.
Awesome.
I felt uncool for not having already been on the show. I was
You
like,
are
this
the
is a group
best.
that I need to be
You
a
are
part
my
of.
new hero. Yeah.
So, evil aliens.
Danny, you prefer like the nasty kind of alien as opposed to like the ET nice alien kind of thing.
I do. I mean, I believe in aliens myself, and I think obviously there's a far cry between what we see as the evil alien and what I actually think an alien is. But I love prosthetics, and I love the makeup behind it, and I love how so many different creators have made their aliens look so different. So
I need to go back to what you just said, which is you believe in aliens.
I do.
Yeah. And do you believe that the aliens that you believe in, and now would these be sort of like the gray aliens that supposedly have visited us? Or
I love that you even know that they're called the Greys.
Oh, yeah.
You've watched a couple documentaries in your
Zeta
time.
Reticuli or
Something like
yeah,
that.
that's where they're from,
Yeah.
I think.
I do. I believe that you have to be kind of narrow-minded to think that we are the only people out here. We don't even know what the end of our galaxy is, and we are one of millions and billions.
Here,
So,
here.
To be one type of I guess, world that is just the only one like this is really silly to think.
the
I
odds
think there
are
must
kind
be
of against
more
that.
that are like us at some
Absolutely.
point.
Well, I'm not familiar. Who are the gray aliens? What is that about?
So,
Yeah, our Star Trek expert here doesn't know about the gray aliens.
Yeah.
So no. So go ahead.
Burn.
Explain the gray aliens.
So what I know of them, at least, there are different calibers of aliens. There are the Greys, and within the Greys, they're the ones that we all have kind of looked at as the typical bobblehead, longer, 2 arms, 2 legs, thin, kind of a gray color, white color.
And Close Encounters.
Close Encounters, exactly. The whole Area 51, all that stuff is usually the Greys. So, but then of the Greys, there's like the wise one who kind of uses telepathy, right? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Telepathy. He kind of stands at the back and kind of just uses that mind power to sway people's opinions and what they do to themselves and getting them into the ship and all those
Like an
things.
alien Karl Rove.
Exactly. Exactly.
The Greys are kind of the worker aliens in a way.
They are. They're the workers. But then there's this whole conception. There's this whole idea that there's people and dogs and animals, whoever on this earth that are aliens, but they've taken on the being that the host, they've taken on the form of the host. So you wouldn't know. There's people maybe even working in your guys' offices in a cubicle near yours.
Kind of like in the movie Men in Black, how there are people like
just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that, without the whole like peeling layer of the skin and having a small man creep out.
That explains
Basically.
my cat, though. It really does.
That's what I think about my dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gathering intel. Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah. And I do when I look at my cat, I think a man is going to crawl out of you at some point. Because
Well,
that cat, there's a sentience that I think is beyond just a typical animal.
Yeah. Well, what do you know about the Greys? Because I feel like I just gave a very general, vague description, but I feel like you know more about the Greys.
Well, I mean, I know the first time I ever even heard of the Greys was there was a TV movie that was called The UFO Incident.
Oh, yes. Classic
Yes, with
film.
James Earl Jones and
1975, James Earl Jones and
who was the actress?
Joanna Pettit.
Oh, is that it?
Who?
No,
No.
I hate it
Wow.
when you do that.
James for the win.
Estelle something or
No, but that was a great movie.
Yeah.
Al Parsons.
Estelle Parsons,
Wow.
And that was
Okay.
a really great movie about they were
based on a true story.
based on a true story.
And this couple, the book that was written about their experience was called The Interrupted Journey. And they're going across country, and all of a sudden they're stopped, and they don't remember any of this.
That's usually the case.
Right. And through hypnosis, they find out that they were taken aboard a spaceship and that they were kind of probed and
Prodded.
It was
prodded.
It was very controversial, though, because
cajoled.
Yes.
it was one of the first uses of, I think, hypnosis, regression hypnosis, and the controversy was whether or not the ideas are being put in their heads during the hypnosis,
Right, or if it
Is
actually
their
happened.
Right.
imagination? But it was
Because you're very susceptible to any kind of influence
Suggestion,
when you're
Right. Well, I would
Under.
like to hope that session was recorded and videotaped and everything else. Under the stars,
I know that they
because-
recorded all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things I always remember from that movie that at one point the wife sees a star map
inside
and
the
is-
spaceship.
Yeah, inside the spaceship, and then remembers it and draws it, and that a lot of the people who believe the story say that map actually reflected stars that were not discovered yet.
But also
Yeah.
stars from the
Whose mind just got blown?
Yeah, it was
I think
stars-
it's yours.
It was a universe
See it in
from
my
the
eyes.
perspective of another planet too.
Yeah.
I think, right. It was like not looking from our Earth.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Again, goes back to being narrow-minded if you think we're the only ones out there. I mean,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of those situations where you hear about people thinking, or whatever your beliefs are, that they were abducted. And sometimes people are gone for a matter of minutes and hours, and sometimes people are gone for days and months, and they come back and they're fine, and they just have no clue what happened. And a lot of people end up saying that they see the same thing. There's a lot of sexual something that goes on there. They're basically procreating, I think, and putting themselves into the human species, which kind of goes into the whole having an alien abduction. I feel like it's not going to be one big giant, stream of light that comes down and beams us up into the spaceship. I feel like it's kind of been happening around us this entire time, and we have no idea.
It's funny you should say that, because actually one of my favorite evil aliens is actually similar to that. From I Married a Monster from Outer Space.
Yes!
Okay, do you guys know that one? That's from 1958.
You know this movie?
Wow.
I have seen it. I don't know it very well, but I have seen it.
Wow.
First of all, the woman in so it's basically there's this man and this woman, they're about to get married, and the guy goes off and something happens to him, and the woman is played by Gloria Talbot, who looks so hot. She has those. She's oh god, she's got that Betty Page thing going for her. With
She
her
does
haircut.
not have that Betty Page
She
thing.
does have that Betty Page.
No,
Okay,
she-
you see.
she-
Okay,
she dresses like
no,
woman trying to play Peter Pan.
No, that is not okay. I absolutely loved her in that movie. Regardless,
Okay.
So what happens is the husband actually gets zapped. Look at that! Look at that!
I'm sorry, I'm creeping.
he
I'm looking at
gets,
her.
zapped, and an alien basically takes on his form. And basically, the alien goes through the process of actually getting married, and so she's actually having.
That's
intimate
what ruins
relations-
everything.
No, well,
And that's where they went wrong.
Invasion over.
and then the whole point of these aliens was their race is dying out, and they need to have children, little alien children. And there's this really creepy monologue that he gives to her when she realizes, you're not really the man who I thought you were. And there's got to be something
No
wrong.
kidding.
No, and it's
You've
great.
changed,
And and he
well.
has this great monologue where he says, well,
me,
my race
it's
is
not
done.
you.
No, he doesn't say that. Anyway, those aliens are one of my favorite evil aliens
No, but also
because
the aliens, it's the whole idea of like an emotionless marriage. It's there's
Yes.
no emotion on this planet.
Totally.
It's like kind of death because
It's marriage.
she has
maybe
Death because it's marriage.
maybe in your lifeless marriage, and
I had the one sheet and I framed it and I tried to hang it in the living room. My wife wouldn't let me. I couldn't figure out why.
Are you serious?
Go figure.
Anyway, that's one of
Are
my.
you trying to tell me something?
I love that movie actually.
I do love that movie. The aliens are really creepy in that too.
Really cool looking.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have these funky little eyes, and it's like the head has this kind of growth that kind of goes into the shoulders, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
they don't really have a neck. Thanks, Sean, for showing me. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
They're kind of like
It's like Chewbacca mixed with Predator.
No, there's no hair on him though. There's no.
No, but it looks
that
like hair.
split
Predator
part
does.
in the middle is
It does.
like so Chewbacca. It's
Lo-
ridiculous.
Lovecraftian.
I was gonna say someone that it looks like someone who has been at Burning Man too long.
Yes,
All right.
it's like that fungus that people grow that starts looking like a tree. Have you seen
Right,
that?
yes.
It's like that. He's got 3 big fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
first dreadlocks in the galaxy.
Well, what's it?
Aside from my actual beliefs on aliens,
Yeah.
the
Which we'll get back
reason-
to.
Which yes, we will, because I feel like I might be one of those gathering intel, and I'm just not sure of it yet. So
I'm sure.
Oh.
maybe you never know. I just watched Aliens, plural. So number 2 the other night
86?
for like the 86th time. It's 87 actually, I believe.
One of my favorite movies
Right?
of all time.
Directed by James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Yes. This personally for me, I loved because the first one there was only the one alien,
Right.
the entire film, which is great and it's wonderful and it's scary and all that. But this was an entire colony, and the Queen was my favorite part.
Love the Queen.
Keep shooting at the Queen and just like the juices flying. That's the part I love the most about
The
these
juices.
creatures. Is
Yeah.
they're all so gooey. They're all gooey.
the great
They all
Stan
have-
Winston created the.
Stan
I
Winston.
was just
that's
about
right.
to say he did the first 3 Jurassic Parks. He did. He
Pumpkinhead.
actually worked on Avatar with James Cameron a couple years ago. So
and, Predator, right?
Yeah.
yep,
Predator.
he did Predator. I actually wrote down a couple.
Terminator?
He did Edward Scissorhands also, which is so random, but he also did that. So
Wow.
Yeah,
I think that the
aliens,
scars were
though,
great.
Yeah, the aliens were definitely, I think, originally from the designs of H.R. Giger.
Exactly.
Completely nightmarish creations. I mean,
Completely.
one of the
Really
classic,
unique
looking
alien monster.
His mind is that of like your worst nightmares, and
Yeah.
he actually put them
Well, and
to
it's also
reality.
very like phallic.
very phallic.
Yeah.
Very sexual, very
Extremely.
And so it scares you and messes with your mind on all these different levels that you don't even initially.
it's like a good dish.
Exactly right.
a lot of different-
Yeah, there's a lot of your palate is being excited from very different places.
Exactly.
But I love that creature. I love that alien.
Let me ask you guys though, for the alien films.
Yeah.
Now, because I always wondered how much intelligence they have, how much pure animal instinct they have. Like, are they truly evil aliens, or
Well, that's a very good point.
Are they
That's a
animals
very
trying
good point.
to survive and to procreate?
I like that.
Yeah.
Are we
Question.
just food to them?
No,
They're just
right.
trying to survive.
I actually think they're evil aliens.
Why do you think they're evil?
I do.
Why?
Why?
I think.
Like, how intelligent do you see them as?
Do you think
being?
alligators are evil?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
book.
Do you think a piranha is evil? Shark?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sharks. Yeah.
I want
I
to hear
don't think you're
Larry's
clear in your
perspective.
opinion.
No,
but
I think
why do you-
I think the aliens in the movie are evil.
Why?
I really do. I think part of the reason is the Queen can actually send. I think all the animals. I call them animals actually, but all the aliens they kind of sense each other, and I think there's some kind of bit of telepathy that goes on. So that's
almost
kind.
like a
Absolutely.
And-
beehive
and
kind
it-
of like.
Well,
connection.
okay. Well, you throw in the word beehive, but I think of it more than that, Sean. So I actually do think of them as evil, and also
Yeah, you don't.
there's
You're thinking on a very mundane level, whereas Larry is
what is simplistic? Is that
No,
what
no, you're
saying?
on a higher level. Apparently,
And the other thing too is, I mean, there is no other creature. I mean, you think about it. Those aliens, they have this mouth. It's like a double jointed, this mouth that comes out that has these fangs that can protrude.
I
It's got
wish.
that. It's got the claws. It has this tail that has a spike, and then if you hurt it, it bleeds acid.
Right.
I mean,
Well, the whole
It's true.
process of how it procreates, I mean, too, of what it has to do, the steps it has to go through. It has to impregnate a person or any
Yeah.
kind of other organism. That then gives birth. It's a face hugger. I mean, there's a whole...
Yeah, there's a whole
face
process.
hugger. Her getting impregnated by the face hugger. Oh my goodness.
And then the birth will kill the host.
But is that
Exactly.
evil or is that just simple biology?
Well, that biology.
That's the
that
thing
nature.
is the atmosphere that they are from, which we obviously have no idea where they're from. They clearly have had to undergo a lot, which makes it so that they have to have a spike on the end of their tail, and they have
Right,
to have
they've evolved.
Right.
They have to have a head inside of a head inside of a head. So they're like a cockroach. You know, at the end of the day on
Exactly.
Earth, a cockroach will not die.
Right.
Right.
So at the end of the day on Mars or wherever it is, this being will not die. Or maybe they will, and they're weak and there's something stronger.
so you guys think that the xenomorph in the movie Aliens, you don't think that it is an evil
I
alien?
actually don't. I think it's an
Okay.
animal trying to survive, and it's a reflection. It's a product of years of evolution that got it to this place where this is how it survives. As
Yeah.
you were saying, that whatever neighborhood that alien grew up in, it was a bad neighborhood.
And we perceive it as evil because it's us or them. The only way
Right.
that it can
They're above
survive
us.
is by killing us.
They're
And
above
And I
us
think
on the
that's
food
pretty
chain.
evil. I think that's a pretty
no,
evil
it's-
thing.
but-
But
We can
doesn't
label it
evil
bullshit for
doesn't
us,
evil
but-
require some sort of forethought of like I'm going to do this because I'm
But
mean?
see, here's what you don't know. Here's what you don't know. You don't know. I mean, what we see in the movie is the alien attacks human beings. We don't know about the past of the alien and how it's been able to procreate. It doesn't just jump on humans. It jumps on any other alien, any other
Like
alien creature out
3
there.
impregnates the dog.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Anything,
yeah.
basically,
Anything.
that it can, right. Well, I would say the other side of it is Independence Day. Independence
Yes,
Day.
such a-
When, I'm not crazy about the movie, but
Right.
the aliens were Bill Paxton. He reads the thoughts of the alien,
Right.
and he can tell us that these guys, they're like locusts. They come to this planet, wipe us out, and move on to the next planet.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
They, to me, are evil aliens with a purpose and an intention.
Well, that's true. Those are evil aliens.
But
guys
I'm
are
not
gonna-
sure that that's evil. Are they looking at? It's almost a compliment. We are the next most intelligent.
Everyone's going to Earth.
Everyone's on
Tasty.
Earth. We are the next most intelligent species that they know of. Therefore, they want to either wipe us out because we're dumb, or they want to come in and suck us dry of our energy and our everything that we've created ourselves. So it could go both ways. But
Well,
either way-
and going and like a civilization that goes to a backwards group of entities and then tries to take it over and colonize it. Boy, that kind of sounds familiar.
yes,
like
it does.
America.
See, I was actually going to say War of the Worlds. Actually, that's where I was going to
Those
go.
I would say are truly evil.
And actually,
Yeah, that
and
was
I
evil.
take back the backwards part because the Indians that were living here actually were on top of things because they might not have been sort of technically advanced, but spiritually advanced, yeah. And
That is advanced to me.
yes, absolutely.
I was talking about War of the Worlds. I'm talking about like 1953's version.
Are you gonna? You can't jump around.
No,
But wasn't a big part of the alien invasion scare from the 50s sort of a parallel to the Red Scare? Like the aliens were taking the place of the communists, and we got to be careful.
Yeah. Well, sure, but actually, it was based on the story by H.G. Wells,
Which
and
predated the Red Scare.
exactly, it did predate it. And what I love about that film from 1953 with Gene Barry and Ann Robinson is it took place when the film was made. It took place in modern day, in their time. I mean, the
Right,
film was
the
made in
50s,
'53, and the film was all 50s. And the thing I loved about it is it dealt with the science of the day. Gene Barry was actually a scientist, and he was surrounded himself with scientists. And when they started to figure out what the deal was with the aliens and how this didn't work and this didn't work, it was great because it was all sance. Let's drop the atom. Okay, what's the biggest thing that we can do? Let's drop the atom bomb on these evil aliens. The atom bomb doesn't work, and they keep coming. Oh my gosh, humanity we're going to be destroyed. I love the thing about the science with that film, unlike the one in 2005. War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, which is
Spielberg.
I mean, Tom Cruise wasn't a scientist. There was no science in it at all. It
At
was
the
just,
end of the day, Tom Cruise just wanted to run around and look badass. That's all that movie was.
with his leather jacket. And
That's
I
all
was
that
And
was.
those Martians, it seemed like they were not at all worried about catching anything. It's like like they were almost one step away from just like getting off their spaceship and just licking everything in sight. Like you're trying to get a cold.
it's funny that I love the look of the aliens from '53 E3. They had a very interesting face. They had kind of like a stingray head kind of a thing. And yes, it's like 50s technology. I get it. It's not Stan Winston, but the little arm with the 3 little fingers.
Fantastic.
And
great.
It was cool.
I mean, think about it.
I think it holds up today.
The thing with the eye, the thing I love about the eye is, okay, it has one eye, but it has the 3 little, it has like a TV camera. It has the red, green,
three different colored.
Yeah. And nothing had been like that before.
Well, what's interesting is that it wasn't a man in a suit. They went for a completely non-human looking creature, which was great and very ambitious for back then.
Yeah, and it was great. And then what Spielberg does in his film is, okay, we're going to make them gray. They kind of a grayish color, and they gave them the 2 eyes. And it's funny when you see them. To me, they looked a little too cutesy. I thought they tried to make them mean, but I don't know. They still had the 3.
Yeah,
fingers,
I'm not a fan. I'm not a
fan
of that
really
one.
A big fan. I mean, when that film is on TV, guys, I switched the channel.
But wouldn't you like someone to go back to that film? Because I love that movie, and George Powell's one of my heroes.
Oh, I love it. The colors.
The
shape of the spaceship.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
I was just going to say that typical triangle kind of like pod shape is very...
Yeah.
It's like that for a reason. It's been cliche for a reason.
Right. It's beautiful design, and the one thing that gets me is that to this day you can see all those strings
and on your Blu-ray.
So many strings.
Now,
and I understand
wire.
it's a product of its time,
It
and I get
is.
that, and I forgive it for that. But what I'm saying is that now we have the technology. It would be great if someone could just, because that's a simple fix.
Yeah.
To go back there
Yeah.
and just get rid of all those strings, and now
I think I'm going to write a letter to Paramount. I think that's what we should do.
Oh my
We should
God,
get
we're
them-
agreeing.
Yes, I know. We agree on something. Byron Haskin the director, also did, there's some evil aliens in another film he did which I really like, Robinson Crusoe on Mars.
love that. Which
Oh,
is
you
the
do?
same. I love that movie, and it's still, and
I've
it's
never
this.
seen that.
Oh,
Danny,
you
it's
have to
so
see this.
cool. Talk about the science.
Oh, you would love this.
Oh, Danny, it's so cool, and the science that they have in it. Again, they try to stay as they
They introduce a lot of interesting concepts.
great stuff, and it's of the science. It's made in 1964, where there are these actual 2 pilots. Okay, Paul Matee and actually Adam West.
Adam
West.
Well, it's an updating of Robinson Crusoe. He's
Yeah,
stranded on
yeah, in outer
Mars
space.
instead of right.
But,
Okay.
but the thing about the evil alien is the main character is stranded on Mars. And slowly but surely you find out that there are these aliens, and they're not from Mars. They're from someplace else. And they bring a bunch of slaves to this planet to do menial labor, to do work.
Like mining and that kind of thing.
And the thing is,
As humans or as these...
no.
They're
They're
humanoid.
humanoids.
Okay.
And the thing that's really amazing is how they stay alive on this planet where the air is very thin. They're giving these package of pills that you take so you can breathe the air easier. And then when the aliens are done with them, they just leave, and the people will suffocate. These are true evil aliens.
I agree.
They
Yeah.
don't have a
Yes.
name. We
No.
don't know who
Yeah.
they are. But in
Right.
the movie Robinson Crusoe on Mars, if our listeners
That is
haven't,
an evil alien.
it's very evil.
And interesting little side fact, which is that the ships,
Yeah.
the alien ships,
all
are
excited.
a sort of reworking of the the Martian war machine.
Yes, they're
Same
white.
director.
They're white, and they don't have the little. They
don't have the stock.
But you know what I love is again what he did with that film is the spaceships move at light speed.
Yeah.
They're like ving ving ving, and nothing had been done like that before.
Yeah.
So that's another reson why you got to check out that film.
And
Robinson Crusoe.
I'm definitely going to watch that because with all these documentaries I watch, I feel like I know so much about these races, and I don't. I'm like, they do move that fast.
Well, you see that you'll go, oh my god, there it is.
Well, Danny,
That's it.
Danny, speaking of like the alien films, how these are really nasty aliens. How do you feel about the Predator films and the Predator aliens?
That was, aside from Aliens and Alien, Predator, the original with Arnold, and it's one of my favorites. Personally, I like the remake. It's okay.
It's all right.
But
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's fun.
I
It was
love the
entertaining
original.
because I liked the first. That's
Right.
the only
The
reason.
first
if
one's
I had
great.
never seen the film, I would have hated it.
John McTiernan
Adrian
directed
Brody,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
That was it, right?
Oh, the remake.
Yeah, the remake.
Yeah, with
Predators.
Predators, yeah.
Yeah,
Adrian
the
Brody.
original, that goes again to the whole, and not the slimy thing, but I love the tubing. I like how they almost make it look like the aliens are some underwater species and there's no hair, but they have these tubes that make it look like he's some like Jamaican guy with
Yeah, he's a
dreads.
Rastafarian,
He's a
right.
Rastafari.
very unique look.
Very unique look, and he's got this face of that small mouth with like these weird.
Pinchers,
Ian
little
Veal-
pinchers.
Those
Yeah.
they're the tiny pinchers that you're talking about. But that again,
and that's such a great talk about just amazing makeup work.
Amazing.
When he finally takes off the helmet and you see what's under there. I was not expecting that at all.
Not even one bit. And my favorite was the part that, because I shoot guns also in my free time just because I enjoy it.
Some people go kind of love you.
That's awesome.
Some people go to the gym. I shoot a rifle. But I like the fact that it kind of like a sniper. You know, you see your little 3-pronged dot on whatever it is that he's looking at. And
his
you
laser
look away.
sight.
You can't see where he is, and every place he goes, he's clear. So you really have no idea until you kind of see that like opaque movement. So that's what I like. It was almost like a spider to me. And when I think of an alien and I think of something that we don't know about, I think of how creepy it is to think that we really don't know. We have no idea. And for humans to be so prideful and so egotistical, you know, we don't have any idea about these. That movie scared me because you have no idea where he...
Think about all the species on our planet and how bizarre and strange all the different types of animals on our planet are.
And that's just
how
ours.
alien they are. So
have you seen a camel spider?
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. So
you mean like this one?
Well, that's part of the whole point, I think, of the whole genre of alien invasion is that it sort of puts us in our place. It's like, well, we can't be too cocky because you never know what's around the corner.
It definitely does. And sorry, I keep having to move my headphones because I put an alien nodule on the top of my head to feel that I fit in. And
it's how we communicate.
It's literally how I communicate.
I have one on the back of my head, so yeah.
I saw that yours was not supposed to be seen, but I'm not going to say anything.
Don't. Yeah,
it's like tucking a tag in for someone.
If we can take a second to go back to Independence Day, you know.
Must we?
It's one of his favorites. So
you know what?
You're not.
I really
you're not
do
serious.
like that movie too.
You're not
I
serious.
enjoyed that movie. I liked that movie. I had fun with it. I don't get
what?
it.
I liked
What's
it.
the problem with it? I
Are you?
enjoyed it.
Wait a minute.
You know.
Wait, whoa.
Fun. Cast, great cast.
Look,
from
silly,
I Hate Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Really? Are you gotta be shitting me?
Everything that he's done since then has been lousy.
who are we talking about?
The director,
Roland Emmerich. Yeah. But come on, that movie is so terrible.
I had so much fun.
So illogical. All the things that you always get hung up on.
Okay, but
that's
when
the
was
whole screenplay.
when was the last time you saw Will Smith do a movie that was logical? First of all,
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
second of all, I don't like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes either, and
Nice.
Wait a minute.
Now it's a monster party.
Now you know why. Now you know why I invited Danny on the show.
The topic.
Let me guess.
The topic today is evil aliens.
Let me guess.
Evil aliens.
not evil.
Danny,
people.
have you ever seen a Star Trek episode all the way through?
you get married or something.
But I've seen a lot of parts of a lot of episodes.
You and James must hang out.
Wow. Separated at birth.
Look,
Danny will be a co-host from now on.
No. Matt, look, like you.
James, I want to hear James's reason.
I absolutely want to hear it.
Okay.
I mean, is it just like, but is it just silly fun to you? Is that what it is?
It's escape, it's fun. It's like, okay, the aliens are evil. You've got this cast of stars, and they're all just sort of doing their own thing, trying to combat them. It all worked for me.
Even the way Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel take off?
That was Godzilla. That was Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can give Those are both shitty movies by Emmerich.
Oh, my God. I think Sean's lost it. How much booze have you been drinking tonight, my friend?
Wow.
So then the fun silliness of apes learning to talk.
No. You know, Matt, I will say this. I, like you, am not a fan of that film. However, I think if you're cleaning the dishes, you know, and you've got the TV on, you know, I will.
If I'm a wife in the 50s.
Listen. What, you don't do dishes? You don't do ironing? You Neanderthals? No, listen to me.
I have people for that.
No. Okay, listen. Look, if you're vacuuming or doing whatever, and you've got that
if
on,
I'm relaxing,
Matt,
with my
that's,
pipe.
Matt, that scene when the White House gets attacked and explodes.
Okay, so cool explosion.
Look. You got to admit, some of those visual effects are really fun to watch. They're cool. If you were to take the film and just cut out all the talking. and just put together all
Please,
the explosions.
Please do that.
I love the talking.
Okay.
Okay, you know, I was trying to help,
James.
but
James, Danny,
A little.
I
when
love
Judd-
you both.
when Judd Hirsch goes
I
into
love
a big...
Judd Hirsch. I love Jeff Goldblum. I love all that.
I was gonna
shit,
say I
you
love
know.
Jeff Goldblum.
So wait a minute. So they bring down the alien ship
Brent Spiner.
with a
Brent
fucking
Spiner, that
Laptop.
shit.
with a fucking computer hacker? Really?
Bill Pullman.
IT brings your
It's fun.
ship down?
I loved it.
The
I
IT
loved
guy
it.
brings your ship down.
How many times do you yell at a TV due to a film versus football?
You know,
Us?
I just
Quite
want
a bit.
That's
One of those
that's a
moments.
bad
Yeah.
question to ask Matt.
Yeah,
okay,
no,
that
I do
is-
a lot of yelling.
No.
Just in general.
Just in my I have a yelling room where I go.
Sports and Matt, you know,
Padded room.
they're two things that just
Actually,
yeah.
a little known fact. I pitched Fox a sequel to Independence Day
Oh.
based on my last relationship, Codependence Day.
No.
That was good.
Nice.
That's our show, folks.
Are you
Wow.
You're
Okay.
so full of shit.
Wow.
I swear
But the
to
look
God.
on
I didn't. You are the
So
red
serious, I
buttons of
believed
this
it.
group.
I mean,
Never got a dinner.
You know-
Never got a dinner.
Never get a dinner.
you know, sometimes crap comes out of your mouth that just boggles my mind. I'm sorry. I mean,
As humans and not aliens, we are accustomed to taking in crap, so we're good. Let him talk.
are you an alien? That's what I want to
think
know.
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Maybe?
That would answer a lot.
you're here to fuck with my head. That's what it is.
I think James and I are from the same planet.
Well, wait. Speaking of people who could be aliens,
Oh boy.
the thing.
The thing.
I love the thing.
Let's start with the original.
Oh,
1951.
yes,
Right.
from another world.
Really quickly, just because I'm looking at a couple of the Thing figurines, there's also something else in this display that from the back looks like a Barbie display, and I don't believe that it is. So if somebody wants to tell me what it is that I'm looking at.
It is there's two aliens from on The Simpsons. They would do these Treehouse of Terror
I love
specials.
20 episodes,
yeah,
right, or something.
Yeah, and this is Kang and Kodos. But they're these two tentacled aliens that always show up, and they're the classic evil aliens. They are the ones who are out to take over the Earth and eat you. And
They do the
Evil
maniacal
Yes.
laughs.
They're a little like Joe Dante's Explorers, though. Kind of funny, funky, like funny aliens.
yeah, they're funny aliens, but I love them because they are. As satirical characters, they're very pure in what they are. They're very much to serve man.
Yeah,
They're that kind of,
Yeah.
which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, To Serve Man was a very famous Twilight Zone episode
Yes.
that had this group of aliens that come to Earth pretending to be benevolent, and they're going to,
Canamites.
the Canamites.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
wait. Did we get to the sport? Yes, they.
No,
They come to Earth.
saying their race.
What is wrong with that? It's
There's nothing wrong with it. He's making a funny. Anyway.
He made a funny.
He made a
It's
funny.
it's hard to talk about that episode without giving away the ending. That's
Don't
all.
don't give away the ending. 'cause
No,
I'm
you
sure
have to
that-
give-
No, you
no.
don't. No. You don't have to give away the ending. It's
Why?
It's a classic.
Are
Twilight
you
Zone.
kidding me?
I'm sure there are plenty of people
Are
out
you
there.
kidding
But
me?
it's too late, Larry.
Yeah, it was the 50s. The 50s.
It's a classic,
It's a classic. These aliens come. They're pretending to be benevolent, and then
and they are benevolent.
they
give
kind of.
they
Yeah,
give the
the
humans
way that
a
we're
lot of-
benevolent to cattle that we're fattening.
Well,
Exactly.
Okay, as long as we're talking about the Twilight
thing.
Zone, there were a lot of alien episodes of Twilight
Evil
Zone.
aliens.
Evil alien, but one of the ones that stands out is the Invaders with Agnes Moorehead, which had little tiny aliens invading.
Oh,
They were adorable.
Wait a minute.
Which I love because it just goes to show that aliens don't have to be our size, they don't have to be huge, they don't have to be tiny, they can be anything.
And they turn out to be us.
Right.
See, so they're really not aliens.
No, they are aliens because
Spoiler.
they're
On another
aliens.
planet.
They're aliens to someone
They
else.
go to their planet, right?
Okay.
So you can't
An alien
include
to
that.
me is
No.
something I don't know what it is. It's
What?
Exactly. Right.
It's alien to me. Period. So I could even meet a person and be like, dude, that
Evil
guy's
alien.
alien.
Right.
I have no clue
Right.
who that was. where he
Creepy
comes
dude at the
from.
bar. Evil alien.
Alien.
Yeah.
But I might be into that, so you never know.
Okay.
So we were talking about the thing.
Yeah, they get back
Yes.
to the thing.
Let's get back to the thing.
Which is a great movie.
You know that thing?
Amazing.
Howard
Remember
Hawks
that thing?
produced.
The original.
The original-
based on Who Goes There.
Yeah, yeah, with
Both
a
of them.
great cast. It was a great cast, and the way the dialogue was, I mean, it was just everyone was like on top of each other with their dialogue. It was very fast, and
Kinda like us.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Kind of like us.
What do you mean?
But there was some, and they also did some really cool effects. There's a sequence where the thing actually breaks through their stronghold, and all the lights are turned off, and the only thing that's lighting the scenes is this fire. They throw not gasoline. They throw kerosene on, and they light it on fire, and that's the only thing that's lighting up the film. And it's
beautifully shot. Howard Hawks. It's amazing.
And of course, that one is James Arness playing a very hulking humanoid alien, but still very
James Arness, who played he was on Gunsmoke.
That's right.
For like 20 some odd years or something.
That's the best part about the thing to me is that there's so much havoc, and it's really just one thing taking over a bunch of different people's bodies.
Well, and when we get to the modern day thing, that's the one.
That's the modern
one
day.
you're
That's the
talking
modern
about,
day.
which
that's
is
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the most amazing part to me because most of the evil alien films that I enjoy, there's more than one alien. It's a colony. It's an entire species
race
of alien
right.
taking over the Earth or whatever it is. This was so amazing because I was so stressed out the entire time, and it's so evil to see a spider-like creature with the head of a guy that was just alive 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
When I saw that, when that head, there's so many scenes in that
Great
movie that
scenes.
gosh,
make me
just make your skin crawl.
that you literally go, I did not see that coming.
No.
Where they're doing
No.
the autopsy on the guy, and all of a sudden his chest opens up,
opens.
grows
The
fangs,
sounds.
and chops off the guy's. And the sounds, the crunching,
Crunching of your
and again with the goo.
So this is John
the goo.
Carpenter.
Love the goo.
The year was what, 81, Sean?
82.
82.
The magic summer of '82.
And Rob Bottin did the special effects.
Great old school.
Maybe the greatest
effects.
piece of special effects makeup work of all time.
It's
I think.
so. I mean, that film has. It is. It's one of those films that people put on a pedestal. I remember when
did not do well.
Deservedly so.
No, the film did not do well when it came out. I mean, I remember going to the theater when it first came. Oh, it did not do well. It's
No,
one of those-
not at all.
It turned into like
too downbeat.
Yeah.
Following the E.T. craze.
Everybody was into
People
ET.
needed to be convinced that it was a good movie.
But it was a great movie, and Danny, you touched on something. It's more than just the evil alien. When everyone realizes that, gee, anyone could be the alien, and there's this mistrust of everybody.
You turn
That
against-
tension
very
through the whole
paranoid
film.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that is the stuff
Absolutely.
of drama right there.
That is the drama.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried to watch a horror film with no sound?
Sure.
Have you really?
Oh, yeah.
There's no suspense at all.
Sound
really.
makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Sure.
Sorry to change the topic, but that was one of the films that my television, the sound was not working when I watched it one of the times. And I was like, this is still a really scary film.
Oh,
That is a very good point.
that's,
That
I
is a
think, when you
very
know.
good point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If
And
you
you're
were
right.
watching that with the sound off, you would still be shocked. Like, what? What the fuck
What
just
is going
happened?
on?
I guess you could say there are some films out there that if you did turn the sound totally off, that could totally creep you out and freak you out.
Absolutely. And that is a testament.
And so that shows how strong The Thing
Well, yeah,
made ages ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely an evil alien.
Yeah,
That
That is
I
an
would-
alien who wants to take us over,
Yes.
has technology, so it's not an animal.
No.
It is an
Right.
intelligent being
Yes.
who wants to fuck us over.
I agree. I agree with
Exactly.
you.
What about the prequel?
No. I actually like the prequel, James. I really like the prequel. They did have the element. There was the element of mistrust in that film, and the one thing that I wish though is, because I knew about all the practical effects in the first one, and they relied heavily on CGI. I think on the
They did.
second,
They did.
second one because they could.
I didn't hate it, but I just thought it was unnecessary, and it was kind of like they didn't do really much. There's
Didn't
no
do anything
new,
for
there's
you.
nothing new
I did hate
to
it.
the story.
Oh, you hated it.
I hated it.
Oh, I didn't hate it, man.
I hated it, and I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because of what you just said, it was unnecessary.
Yeah.
We have the thing. The thing was done so well. All that distrust stuff. To me, it just felt like a warmed over version of the
Right.
first one.
Right.
And all the alien effects, the things that were so shocking, that were so surprising. I was waiting for someone to go,
Saturated.
let's do our version of that, and it wasn't that at all. It was all very predictable, and character development. None of those characters were in the same ballpark.
Yeah. Think of the characters in the first one, how memorable all those actors
Every
are.
single one of them.
Every single one.
Yeah. And
You're right.
it was a missed opportunity.
But I think that's a lot of horror in general, aliens aside. I feel like there are a lot of very unnecessary horror films. Cabin in the Woods and all
Oh, no,
those.
Cabin in the Woods. You didn't like that?
I love Cabin in the Woods. I'm just saying the Cabin in the Woods genre of
I see.
horror.
Okay, I gotcha.
They can all be so saturated.
Sure.
So you really just have to hang on to those ones you love. I mean, Alien. There's like how many of them? And now there's Prometheus, and now Prometheus 2 is coming out.
And
Don't get us started.
Yeah, don't get us started.
What was your take on Prometheus, Dan? You just like
I love Prometheus.
Oh my! Wait a minute! What the hell is she doing here?
I'm here to untangle your cords.
I can't high five liking Prometheus.
we had a whole
You have you have to listen to our.
Sorry.
We have some friends for you.
Oh boy, do we ever?
Yes, we do. We did an episode called
I
"We
can't believe
I can't believe you like that."
That's a good topic.
Yeah.
And we had two absolutely wonderful people who we love and
We
adore.
love them. They're
Ben and Nadia
smart,
Robertson, so articulate, sharp.
great
and they
people.
Analyze this film.
They love it.
but
love it.
They could. Well,
You gotta understand, we were all 14, 15 when the first Alien came out, and
Right.
our expectations were, unrealistically high for Prometheus. Maybe
I believe it.
and I think we were all sorely disappointed. And
I
but,
believe
but,
it.
but there are younger filmgoers who were pleasant, who got into it. They enjoyed it
and think it's one of the greatest films of all time.
That is a bold statement, and I do not back that up.
okay.
All right. Well, okay.
All right.
We're
But I thought it was great, and I thought that their premature version of what the xenomorph was going to look like was pretty awesome, and I like that it came from, was it Norwegians? Who was it? I'm trying to remember. Russians? Norwegians? Trying to remember the
think it
beginning
might
of
as
the
well
film.
have been
Am I
Norwegian.
mixing up films?
I think that's the
Probably.
thing. You're thinking
Yeah.
the thing.
I am. I'm
Yes,
thinking about
yeah.
the thing. I just blended
Danny,
topics,
I am-
but
Go ahead.
I like it. I thought that it had to come from somewhere, and the fact that it looked almost kind of like what we're used to seeing, but it was a good version of it. And the entire film itself, I was just building up to see the alien. To be honest with you, I wasn't even really giving any crap about the topic of the plot or what the actors were going to be like.
Well, you're lucky.
There you go.
I wanted to see. It was like your Independence Day. I wanted to see what the alien looked like, what it was going to look like before the alien was
that-
an alien.
Just now, but be honest. The minute they take their helmets off on the alien planet that they've never been to, that anything could be flying around that.
These
Look,
scientists.
Yeah.
Scientists.
Yeah. I get a cold from walking from one room to another.
I do too.
They're going to take off their helmet on the alien planet, and then they're going to go chase little alien creatures around going, oh, come here. No.
I know, but
no,
this
no.
also goes back to Scream. Why does the girl always have to go take a shower all of a sudden now that she knows there's a murderer in her house?
Well, that doesn't.
Well, but
don't know.
Scream is satire, though.
Scream is satire.
That's true. That's
but
true.
you
They
see-
want to make an intelligent film, and then they do stupid things. Like
Yeah,
that.
it's like I
It's
find
true.
it hard to believe that you are this kind of an educated scientist. You've had all these years of training, and you finally get to this planet that you've dreamed about, and then you do something so stupid as, "Hey, I'm going to take my helmet off and smell the air." It just seems ridiculous.
And they've got
to me.
monitors telling them
Yes,
what
it
is
just
in and what
seems
is not in
ridiculous.
the air. So
Danny, I
do believe that.
I am kind of curious because you bring up aliens a lot.
Yeah.
You see aliens, this and Prometheus and this. How do you feel about the movie It, The Terror from Beyond Space?
Do you know this one?
The Terror from Beyond Space, made in 1958.
Low budget.
Directed by Edward Kahn. Written by Jerome Bixby, who did a lot of Twilight Zone episodes.
And
the-
Star Trek.
And Star Trek, yeah.
the
Are
only
you familiar with
it
that?
I know is of a clown that lives in the sewers.
This,
So
Pennywise.
I think if you
Yes,
see this
thank
film, you will be amazed.
I'm gonna make a note of
Some
this.
people, many people say that Dan O'Bannon, who is credited for writing Alien and co-writing Aliens or being co-creator, actually got a lot of ideas from the movie It, The Terror from Beyond.
Very similar
Okay.
story-wise.
Very similar. although
what is the
a little-
storyline? If you don't mind giving me a Cliff
well,
Note
that's the
version.
thing, you
It's
can
Mars.
see-
It's your home planet.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Guys go to the
So I do
planet.
need to see this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Astronauts go
Don't
to the
rush it,
planet,
Sean. It's
and,
great.
No, but it's such a simple concept that
It
it's
is.
easy to see how it's could be copied. I mean, because all it is really is we go to another planet and
Yeah.
alien stowaways on board and
Yeah.
starts killing people.
And what
I
a
mean,
cool
that's-
alien,
Oh, yeah,
too.
no, I agree.
I
but
need to see this alien. So what would you compare it to? What other film? What kind of alien?
Like The Thing. Actually, he's kind of
Really?
he's
Classic man
big,
in suit
but
monster.
he doesn't. He's a whole suit monster. And actually, an interesting story. Ray Crash Corrigan, I think, is the stunt guy who actually plays the alien. And there's a really neat story
Famous
about-
for a lot of serials that he did
like,
back in the old
Cowboys
days.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
what was cool is he Paul Blaisdell, who did a lot of low budget monster
Roger-
creatures,
American international films.
Okay.
So he needed to get a kind of measure Ray's head, and Ray didn't want to bother going out to Paul's place. He said, just make the mask. So Paul made the mask thinking that it would fit Ray. Well, it didn't fit him because Ray had this big protruding chin. So what happens when you see
it was like the Leno of monster actors.
Yes. So what happens with the mask, it's like his chin kind of pushed out the mouth, so it kind of looked like a big tongue was sticking out. But what's interesting is because of that mistake, it made a very iconic alien.
Yeah,
it makes it creepier.
And would you say evil alien? Or would you go back to, it's just a creature just trying to survive?
It needed to feed in our blood, right?
It did.
It did kind of look at us as food.
It needs blood, and it's also ferocious because it's sort of, I guess the theory was that the Martians maybe at one time were civilized, but now they've degraded into this monstrous character.
Exactly.
And that maybe they're kind of, I don't know how to say this politically correct, simple?
Okay.
They're sort of simple aliens.
Okay.
Right.
Well, the point is, listen, Danny, the point is if you haven't seen It, The Terror from Beyond Space from 1958, you have to see this film.
I'm looking
and
at
when
a
you
picture
watch
of him right now.
Yeah, when you watch it, you're going to go, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Just an epiphany. He's like he kind of looks like from Return of the Jedi. He looks like the Jabba the Hutt's guards. Like those pig-looking things.
Gamorrean guard.
Yeah, he looks like a blend of that and like creature from the Black Lagoon. A little bit.
What are we going to do?
Oh, you just lost
Yeah,
Larry.
you so lost me.
But I've got James.
So
I've got
lost
James.
me. What the hell is
Just
she
a little
doing?
smidgen.
You guys got to have a Dawn of the Apes party.
No.
And watch
crush you.
Independence Day.
Going back to
No.
Predator for a second, I would say
Yes.
that the Predator aliens definitely are evil aliens because they're technologically advanced and they're just here to kill us for sport.
For fun.
For sport, exactly.
To hang
Not
out.
even
For the hell of it.
Not even for food.
No.
Which I take offense to. Because, at least try us.
At least give me a try. Wear my skin like it's a bear fur. Like, do as the Indians did. Use every part of it.
If you brine me, you keep in all the moisture, I'm very tender.
But they're not here. It's not self-defense.
Slow roast.
They're not here for us for food. They're literally just here to get trophies from us. They're just like we're trophies to them.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about
Planet of Ted Nugents.
Look at so humans on this planet. Look at very, very wealthy Republicans in like the Midwest or something. They might shoot humans for sport. You never know what weird things very wealthy people do. I've watched way too many movies.
We don't want to get political here.
Well,
okay,
it could be anybody.
It could be anybody.
Anybody.
Doesn't have to be the Republicans.
No.
But I'm just saying, in general.
But it probably
look at
is.
These people, and we go to great lengths. Somebody can actually pay NASA or somebody X amount of millions of dollars and go to the moon for a bridal shower. Literally.
Right.
So maybe these
that?
aliens have tons of currency on their planet or whatever, and they're the wealthy ones, and they're put out here to do this for sport because it's like paintballing for them. Who knows?
Right.
And that might not be very evil. It might just be sport.
Now, do you
and
know
they have
about
a lot of bitcoins? Who knows?
Sure, yeah, the currency of tomorrow. But now, do you know about the whole? Are you down with this whole new thing? That we're going back to your home planet.
That's
we're going to colonize your home planet.
That's
Mars.
fine with me.
We're going to go there, and they're putting together this whole expedition of people that are going to not come back.
I might be okay with not coming back.
Really?
At some point, there's a few little bucket list things I want to get done here.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that because I'm pretty open to knowing that this is not it.
So you're going to be one of the pioneers?
I'm just saying.
I hope this is not it, guys.
I'm just saying. Mars.
Don't take it personal, but come on. It's
Mars.
gotta be more.
Mars pictorial.
I'm so down. I am so down.
Danny, are you saying that you
should
could
I
be the first Playboy bunny on Mars?
Very well could be.
That'd be awesome.
3 boobs, gills, no gills. Like, you
What
let
are you
me know
planning
what
on
you
doing
want.
before you go to Mars?
Yeah, Danny, Danny, you don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
You just. But
Are you hiding a boob?
Just one.
Don't
one.
tuck. Do not tuck.
Oh, God.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Nude astronauts.
Exactly.
Ah.
I've got-
Okay, so look, we've talked about a lot of aliens, evil aliens, and I know there's a lot of others out there.
God
but
bless you, Larry.
No, I just want to throw out something. We haven't talked. We talked a bit about, guys. I know James is such a Star Trek fanatic.
Oh,
And
yes. We need to
the
touch
Borg,
on this.
the Borg, evil alien.
Can't wait.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I think to a true sense, an evil
They
alien.
assimilate other races.
Other
for
races.
their own ends.
Own ends. To the point of where they're just, I mean, they're trying so hard, and when they find out about humans, their goal is to go and get the humans. That is their goal.
I'm going to push back on this a little bit, I think.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to push back because my thing with them is that it's almost like, I don't want to get all Nietzsche on this, but they're beyond good and evil. They're like this.
No!
They're like a beehive.
What?
And so their idea is that you'll be happier without your pesky emotions, and that you'll, become assimilated, and now you're part of our one big family.
Well, that's also
Like
invasion
Scientology.
of the Body Snatchers.
Right.
What kind of sick, inhuman person are you?
I'm not saying I think that's a
It's
great
evil.
way to. Well, why?
But they might be
if they think
offering
that they're
an
doing.
outlet.
What's that?
They might be offering an outlet.
Well,
No. They don't know. They're offering. No, offering would be. This is our way of life. Would you like to join
We
us?
know what's
Matt,
good
they
for
don't-
you.
No, Matt. No.
We haven't done this as a species
Right?
ourselves.
Yes. See, Matt. They take it upon themselves that we know better. We're gonna get you.
They're not
But
offering a
maybe they
choice.
No, they're not. They're not offering a
But
choice.
maybe their thing is that the choice is what's fucking you up.
Matt,
the
did you-
choi-
Matt,
the
did
fact
you
that
see
you
the
have
films?
a choice.
True.
I have seen the film.
The Alien Queen. Do you think she's saying, "Well, I'm going to give you guys a choice"? She doesn't say that.
Yeah,
But maybe
she's
they know better. When think about this.
All right,
When
all right,
your
no, hold
wife,
on.
when your wife
Let's
or
hear
someone
this.
goes, "Hey,
Yeah.
would you rather eat here or here or here?"
Yeah.
You get all these options, and suddenly your brain turns to mush, and you're like, "I don't even care. I don't even want to eat.
No,
I don't eat food."
I love options.
But then
I
if-
love options.
But then if you're given, you will eat Chinese tonight. This is where we're going. I love Chinese.
you know
We're
what?
gonna go.
But I do that because I want to make my wife happy. I don't want to do it just because. Well, I guess
You don't
I
want to
gotta-
make the Borg.
But it's
you don't
not-
want. You don't want to make the Borg queen happy.
But it's
like-
not
Well-
making you so miserable to do that. It's like a
Right.
natural thing. So what if someone's handing us something going like, "Hey, look, you might be just a little off right now, but if you just do this," and they're doing it in maybe somewhat of an evil way and they look terrifying, but
Okay,
just do
okay.
this.
Because they don't kill the people; they assimilate them.
Yes. But you know what, Matt? Let's say there's all these people, human beings, and other aliens and stuff, and some of those aliens they like to eat cereal. Some like to eat jelly beans. Some have
like vegan aliens. You
a
will
monster toy
eat-
collection. But guess what, Matt? Guess what happens when those people or creatures are assimilated? When they're assimilated, the cereal, the jelly beans, the monster collection, gone.
Yeah.
Now everyone has to eat the same mush. It's the same mush
like
every
prison.
night. It is. It is like a prison.
okay,
And
so-
that's not and that is an evil alien.
But in the Buddhist religion,
I was just going to bring up Buddhism.
No, we're not gonna
in the
bring up
Buddhist religion, what they say is that it's desire that is causing you pain in your life. Desire. The
We're
Borg come
so
along and go,
conditioned.
guess what we're going to do? We're going to remove desire, and you're going to be happy. And not only you're going to be happy, but you're going to be a part of something. A part of something beautiful. This
No.
big Borg collective.
No, the
I
Borg.
can see a little bit. Hey, to quote Devo,
Oh, shit.
Okay, Sean's finally
my
bringing in
God.
Devo.
freedom from
You
choice.
just said that out loud.
Whip it good.
No, listen. Freedom from choice. Freedom of choice is what you got. Freedom from choice is what you want.
Oh.
I like this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is not from Devo. This is from Dani. I believe that freedom, happiness, ultimately freedom is happiness. But at the end of the day, I think that when naivete goes away and you're given like this certain utopia and you really don't have another choice, you just become happy. That's part of the complexity of being human is we have the brain power to be morphed and we're constantly evolving. I mean, you will evolve until the day you die. Your mind, the way you think, the things you want, things that are important to you will constantly change. So if someone comes along, like the government, and changes the way you have to feel about certain things, and that happens over a certain amount of time, it's the same thing. It's just one sitting, and someone's like, "Nope, you're going to do this." That's the Borg.
That's a perfect segue.
You're not comparing the Borg to the United States government, are you?
I am.
How could you possibly do that?
And I don't even really like Star Trek, so
But now that is a perfect segue. What you just described to the movie They Live.
They live.
yes.
Wait, that's another John Carpenter.
Another
John
John
Carpenter.
The lovely, wonderful John
The
Carpenter.
synopsis of They Live, Matt.
Aliens have infiltrated our society.
Yes.
And have now started to guide us through kind of subliminal persuasion to
to do the thinking for us.
They're going to take over, and all we need to do is just eat and consume
and buy, watch,
and keep
obey.
the machine going.
Which is ironic because we kind of do that anyway.
Well, and
we had
that's how brilliant that movie is.
Right.
It's like Idiocracy with aliens, I guess, kind of. But it's very much what's happening right now. We were just talking about this. I feel like, no offense to our viewers and our listeners, but people are just getting more simple and more simple, for lack of better description.
Not our listeners and viewers. No, they're very sharp.
Well, tell all of your friends.
Yeah, but they know those people.
So, I mean, that really is what's happening. We're consuming and
we're
propaganda
becoming
is
more and more complacent. I think.
very complacent and
It's turning us
comfortable.
into zombies.
And that's
Absolutely.
that's how they get us. They get us through comfort.
It's because we're so complex, we have the capability of being turned off like that, unfortunately.
Right.
We can be very creative, and we can also, there is an off switch, so, of sorts. I believe.
And that movie is such a brilliant work of social satire.
If you haven't seen it, I guess the title's really not the catchiest, but
It's ahead of its time, though. 88.
And what's so great, like, I love the idea of that you put on these glasses, and then now you can see which people are the aliens and which ones aren't, and then you can see all
clever.
the subliminal persuasion. There's on every billboard it says obey and eat and work and.
But for all the sociological implications in that movie, which are brilliant, I saw it in theatrical release, and the one scene that I remember, one scene is this fight between Roddy Piper and Keith David that lasts for about 90 minutes.
Put on the
Wait,
it's
90 minutes?
No, it probably lasts for about, I don't know, 7
whole
minutes.
movie.
But
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
It is. It is a classic example of comedy and how, like, there are certain things in comedy where that if you let it go, if you let it play, like at first it's like, oh, this is going on a long time, but then it's like, oh, this is really going a long time. This is kind of, I don't know how I feel about this. And then it gets to this place of, oh my God, this is absurd.
This is a joke.
This is
It's a
hilarious.
They saved themselves.
Yeah.
But it's also because Roddy was such a big wrestling star. It's almost like, well, kind of, maybe the fans are sort of wanting this, so let's throw this in.
It is one of the greatest fight scenes in a movie.
Oh, it's one of the greatest things in that movie too.
Yes.
To our listeners, if you haven't seen it, you've got to check that one out. So from this, you can say, check out They Live. Check out It, the Terror from Beyond Space.
We can't talk about evil aliens without at least mentioning Mars Attacks, because they
At least
are,
mentioning, you're right, because
they're
kind of,
just like pure. I'm not saying it's a great movie,
Okay.
but
Phew.
they are.
but
my
at least
God.
it needs to be mentioned.
If you want to talk
It is
about
classic.
purely evil aliens,
Sure.
just
The
throw it
design
out
of
there.
those.
Come on.
Well, it's based on the little cards, the bubblegum cards.
Right.
From
And
Tops.
One very cool byproduct of that Tim Burton movie was that they came out with all these action figures that were actually
Exactly.
really cool action.
very
figures.
kind of atomic age, classic kind of green alien, creatures. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was neat.
Similar to what we are looking at here.
Very good.
You know what? I take offense to that.
Well, you shouldn't, because I thought it was a Barbie setup, okay? I thought that was Barbie.
But guys, what about Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
you have to touch on that a little bit, because it's seeds.
Yes,
It's,
seed
Are
pods.
they evil seeds? Are they? I mean, is that biology, nature, or they take us over? They
An intelligent
they
plant,
create
once again,
duplicates, but
much like the Thing.
Is it evil?
Well, and much like the Borg, not really giving us a choice and assimilating us.
Absolutely, it's the same thing. That they are thinking for us. They are the ones who are saying all your emotions and everything are the things that are holding you back and that are making you miserable. Come and join us in our
Right,
wonderful
just be part of
collective.
the collective, right.
And everything will be groovy and
Soulless, but groovy.
soulless but groovy.
And the
we won't kill ourselves.
It's a great novel. It's a great movie from the 50s. Definitely, Red Scare induced. And there have been remakes since then. But the remake in 1978,
Fantastic.
freaking amazing movie.
It really is.
It's
56 is the
Invasion
original, right?
of the Body
Yeah.
Snatchers.
And it's great too in its own right. Like they're all. It's a really
are
wonderful
both great.
double feature if you ever
Yeah.
have the wherewithal.
Okay.
Well, there's so many evil aliens that we could talk about that we just don't have enough time to do every evil alien. So we'll have
We'll
to
do a part two.
We'll have
We'll
to
have
do
to,
a
and
part.
we'll have to have you back.
Absolutely.
I have a lot of films to watch between now and then, so I'm
Yes.
okay with that.
Yes, you do.
Give
Can I
me
just,
some time.
Real quick, Edge of Tomorrow, thumbs up, thumbs down. Anybody see it?
That's a
I
really
just tomorrow
tough one.
the live.
Cruise? Tom
Yeah,
Cruise?
I loved it.
I liked it.
Loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I
Missed
didn't
it.
love it. I liked it.
All right, cool.
I'm a fan of Tom Cruise, so in general,
Me
I
too.
think that,
Yeah, speaking of evil aliens.
speaking of evil aliens and
On that
tight
note,
jeans,
And Scientology.
Danny,
do you have anything you want to plug?
I do actually. I have a featured extra role, so don't get too excited, but definitely keep your eyes peeled for me in Fast and the Furious 7. I got to work with some amazing people. My little sister is in it as well, and she plays one of Vin Diesel's car girls. She's like leaning on the car, and she's one of his girls. So look for like a 6 foot tall. I literally got the short end of the stick, but she's 6 feet tall and she's blue eyed, blonde hair. So look for both of us. And other than that, hopefully you'll hear me back here on Monster Party. And
Please, seriously, you were so great, and you're welcome anytime.
Thank you guys so much for being on my wavelength. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
And if we can plug ourselves, look for us on Facebook at Monster Party TV. Find us on YouTube at Monster Party TV. Follow us on Twitter at Monster Party HQ. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please take a moment and write a review because we love reading your feedback.
we do. We really do.
Okay.
Okay, well, that kind of plugging. Okay, now you're going to need to come on to my Instagram at Miss Dani Mathers, and I'm going to need you to leave as many comments as you can about this alien topic because, like I said before, I have nobody to talk to about this aside from these 4 gentlemen. So I would love to hear from you.
Slumber party.
Pillow fight.
On that note, I am Matt Weinhold.
I'm Shawn Sheridan.
I'm Larry Stroth.
And I'm James Gonis.
Keep America strong.
Watch Evil Aliens.